Hollywood loves a scandal, but this one, it's personal. Blake Lively is at war with her own sister. A feud that started behind closed doors has exploded into the public eye, revealing a side of Blake that no one saw coming. For years, she's been seen as Hollywood royalty, the charming actress, fashion icon, and half of one of the industry's most beloved power couples. But now, all of that is unraveling. What could make a Hollywood star turn against family? Why would she risk everything for a feud most would keep private? And how far will Blake go to protect her ego and image in a town built on perception? Let's dive into the story that's shaking up Blake Lively's picture-perfect life.
My sister's life it's a lot, you know?
It all started with a simple joke, one that Blake didn't find funny. On a popular podcast, her sister made a remark about Blake's life, calling it a lot, with just enough sarcasm to suggest it wasn't meant playfully. The audience chuckled, but those who knew their dynamic felt something deeper, bubbling beneath the surface. What seemed like harmless sibling teasing quickly ignited a wave of speculation across social media. Was this comment a subtle jab at Blake's need for control? A response to years of being overshadowed? For years, fans have speculated about a strained relationship between Blake and her sister, and this one line became the spark that brought those whispers to the forefront. The tension wasn't new, it was just never this public. And with Blake's image so tightly polished, a crack like this wasn't just embarrassing, it was dangerous. It hinted at dysfunction behind the glamour. And for someone like Blake, whose entire brand is built on poise and perfection, that's the kind of narrative she can't afford to lose control of. Blake has carefully curated her image for over a decade. Loving wife to Ryan Reynolds, doting mother, and Hollywood's golden girl. But insiders say the real Blake is far more controlling than she appears. According to people close to her, she runs her public life like a CEO. Nothing gets posted, said, or shared without her approval. So when someone, especially a family member, goes off script, it becomes a crisis. Blake didn't just feel embarrassed, she felt threatened. She responded with full force PR damage control, but her reaction raised eyebrows.
And this is some family drama. You don't do this. You don't do this in front of the scenes. This is not right, okay?
The podcast joke may have seemed spontaneous, but was it? Some insiders speculate that Blake's sister may have intentionally poked the bear. The two have had a rocky relationship for years, filled with moments of passive-aggressive tension at red carpets, interviews, and family events. If this was a calculated move to challenge Blake's image publicly, it worked. Blake's silence only made the story grow, feeding speculation and online drama that threatened to dismantle the brand she had built so carefully. Blake's history with actor-director Justin Baldoni only made things messier. She claimed he emotionally hurt her in ways that left her shattered, but her actions didn't match her words. Attending his movie premiere, smiling in photos, it was all too polished. If she truly felt victimized, why the public display? Hollywood noticed the contradiction. And in an industry that thrives on narrative control, it raised serious doubts about whether Blake was telling the full truth. Then came Paul Feig. He directed Blake in A Simple Favor and was expected to support her story. But in interviews, he dodged questions, offered vague responses, and refused to take sides. His silence was deafening. If someone that close to the project doesn't confirm her version, what does that say? Feig's decision to keep quiet may have been diplomatic, but it also sent a message to Hollywood insiders. Something doesn't add up. Everything changed when a private conversation between Ari Emanuel, one of the most powerful agents in the world, and a colleague was leaked online. In it, Ari confirmed that Justin Baldoni had been quietly blacklisted, not for misconduct, not for poor performance, but because of his proximity to Blake and Ryan. This wasn't just favoritism, it was career sabotage. The leak exposed a system working behind the scenes to protect some while ruining others.
It's painful. It is painful.
And so despite all of the resentment, to me, that's what it means to be man enough. You texted me last night, you came here, you knew it wasn't going to be easy, we're going to talk about stuff, and you showed up anyways. And you listened.
Because I love you.
The consequences were immediate. Baldoni lost multiple projects, including a high-budget, live-action Pac-Man movie and several lucrative streaming deals. His reputation took a hit, and he vanished from major headlines. Meanwhile, Blake secured high-profile contracts, Hulu originals, and continued to dominate press cycles. The timing was suspicious, and critics began to question whether Blake had sacrificed someone else's future to protect her own.
I am a huge fan of you.
Oh.
Your movies are so inspiring. If everyone can tag Justin Baldoni to this video, it would mean the world to me. I have been trying to reach out to you for the longest. I have everything of you.
The area manual audio was supposed to air on the Freakonomics podcast, but at the last second, the episode was pulled. The excuse, a technical glitch. No one bought it. The timing was too convenient. The podcast decision to bury the segment fueled conspiracy theories that Blake's team was pulling strings behind the scenes. If there was nothing to hide, why bury the truth? Blake didn't just deny the allegations, she launched legal attacks. Lawsuits were filed against Baldoni, and even journalists who questioned her narrative. Legal experts were stunned. Most stars settle behind the scenes, but Blake wanted blood. And now, those lawsuits threaten to unearth secrets that could expose how power and protection really work in Tinseltown.
Co-star Justin Baldoni calling it outrageously insulting and playing into every sexist trope. The illustration depicts Lively using a slingshot to fire a cell phone at Baldoni.
If the case goes to trial, the fallout could be massive. Emails, texts, contracts, everything could be made public. Hollywood thrives on secrecy, but Blake's decision to escalate this war might force the industry to bear it all. And once those doors open, it's not just Blake who stands to lose. Her allies, her husband, and her sponsors could all face fallout. Blake is now stuck. If she backs down, she looks guilty. If she pushes forward, she risks everything. This isn't just a feud, it's a career-defining battle. And in trying to control the narrative, she may have lost control of the only thing that mattered: public trust.
She didn't come out and make a statement. She didn't come out, with her heart in her hand or say anything. She just kind of allowed this movie to be like an innocent bystander to everything that went on with It Ends With Us.
While Blake fights lawsuits and controversy, Justin Baldoni is quietly staging a comeback. Interviews, independent films, and support from fans and fellow creatives have put him back in the conversation. He's becoming a symbol of unfair cancellation, a counterpoint to Blake's fall from grace.
And also we're accusing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds of promissory fraud. So it wasn't like a major amendment, but it was a significant amendment that they would need time to respond to.
Blake Lively spent years mastering her public image, but now the truth may be crashing down on her. The question is, was she the real villain all along? Or is there another side of the story we haven't heard yet? Either way, the damage is done. What do you think? Did Blake go too far? Or is she being unfairly targeted? Let me know in the comments. And if you love deep dives into Hollywood's biggest scandals, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because this story, it's far from over. See you in the next one.